This is a message for any teachers, homeschoolers or anyone involved in education who may be interested in the Ocean Show. Now, the first episode of the Ocean Show was really just a replacement for a community event that I normally organise. And whilst it had lots of educational elements, it was also mixed in with entertainment and local features. Now, for the second episode, we've really tried to make sure every single minute is in some way educational, and we cover lots of different subjects, but all based around the theme of the ocean. So first of all, we have Matty Smith. Now, he's an internationally renowned photographer, and he's won all sorts of awards from National Geographic to BBC, and he talks about his career, his techniques, how he got where he is, and it's a really insightful little feature, and that's split up into two parts. So next up we have Ocean Science with Dr. Mark Davidson. Now, he is a lecturer in Plymouth University, and he takes us through an ocean layering experiment which represents the global conveyor belt. Now, we learn everything about the scientific processes that go on, and also about how they happen geographically around the world's oceans. Now, if you'd like to replicate that experiment at school or at home or anywhere else, we have a separate video which shows all the things you need and how to actually do the experiment. Now, the Ocean Science section is also split up into two sections. Now, next up we have Ocean Sports, and this is where we introduce people to different sports based around the ocean each time. And for this episode we've gone with open water swimming. Again, it's split up into two parts, and we speak to two different people, Kate Queally and Rachel Roberts. So next up we have marine biology in the form of rock pooling, and this is led by Heather Buttivant, who is an expert in rock pooling and also an author, and she takes us through various rock pool creatures and their biology and habitat and things like that. So next up we have a short, entertaining geography feature where we look at different seas around the world. Now, we explore different facts about each sea, and we also look where they are geographically. So next up we have a short interview with the Marine Conservation Society, having a little look at what they do, but also aiming to develop young responsible citizens through ocean conservation. So next we have a music feature with professional musician Wille, where we look at how he created a track that he wrote for the first episode of the Ocean Show. So we look at the instruments he used, we look at the decisions he made while creating the track, and it's really about inspiring people to be creative with their music and also look at the actual music production. So next up we have coastal science and coastal safety with the RNLI and Antony Thorpe. Now, Antony Thorpe is a doctor of coastal science, and he worked with the RNLI for over 15 years. So rather than just a safety message from the RNLI, we have some really interesting science about how rip currents work, which also includes beach formation, tides and man-made structures. So finally we have ocean technology with a company called Ocean Infinity, who are right at the forefront of ocean surveying and ocean exploration. And in this section we look at remotely operated vehicles, which are basically underwater robots, and how they are used and what they're used for, and we speak to various people who work in that industry. I will put a contents list and time code in the video description, and we'll also put a link to the separate video which shows you how to do the science experiment. And from an educator's standpoint, I'd love to know if you found this show useful, which bits worked and which bits didn't, and if you had any ideas of what you'd like to see in any future episodes. So if you could leave comments on the YouTube video or on the Facebook page, that would be really useful. And if you could let me know what it is you do, if you're a teacher or a home educator, or which sector you work in within education, that would be really useful. So thank you for your time.